Welcome back to Because It's Comics. This week we're diving into 5 new releases, breaking down the art and the story while giving you genuine and thoughtful ratings. Let's get into some reviews.
A gentleman who goes by the name Upgrade, which he spells thusly. With 2 D's, as he says, for a double dose of this pimping.
Our first book up for review is Transformers number 19, with writer Daniel Warren Johnson and artist Ludo Lullaby. With Transformers number 19, there's not much to say about this issue. We have a guest artist, and it's noticeably apparent. We do get introduced to Desimir and Meccano Core. These are characters introduced in this particular issue. And basically the book, without, again, this review show does not give away spoilers. It's a typical Transformer story. What can I say? A brouhaha of Transformer actions, and we get a bit of a recap or update on what Megatron's been going through. Again, without giving out too much of the story, and that's where ultimately the fault lies with this particular book, is that the story leaves a lot to be desired. Again, it wasn't one of my favorite runs on Transformers, especially with bringing it back such a huge character such as Megatron. I will say this. Again, it's I believe that there's a lot more that's going to be unfolded regarding this particular storyline, the plot that is made known to us throughout the book. But all in all, it's a Transformer. It's a Transformer story. Nothing to scream to the ceiling about or anything. And without being too disparaging, the book, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. And with that said, I give Transformers 19 a rating of 2 stars.
You tell me what I'm looking like, Daredevil.
Why?
Cause you fucking blind. You can't tell nobody what they fucking looking like.
Here we go. That's fucked up, Spider-Man. I'm just giving you some constructive criticism.
Bro, construct these nuts.
That's why nobody don't fuck with your
The
dumb
following
ass.
words should not be in your vocabulary. See, saw.
I can't say saw. What if I gotta saw something down?
You better
dumbass?
use the word hack or chop. And I'm not done. Looking, looked, seen.
You done?
Your name dumb as fuck. Your whole theme actually is stupid. Why the fuck are you you named Daredevil?
My name is not stupid. I'm risking my life every time I jump off a building while I'm blind. By the way, I'm fucking Daredevil. I'm doing stunts.
Just call yourself blind, man. Or I can't see shit, man.
That's why your uncle's dead, bitch.
I don't give a fuck. That's why your daddy dead.
Wow, that shit hurted. I don't know where that came from, man. I'm sorry. Look, let's just squash this. Friends? Yeah, I can't. Is your hand out? Is your hand? You leaving your
It's
hand?
out. Over
Okay,
here
where's
on your left?
Where's it at?
It's right in front of you.
It's not out, is it?
Bro, it's right in front of you. Why you acting blind?
Our next book for review is Amazing Spider-Man number 1, with writer Joe Kelly and artist Pepe Larraz. This issue of Amazing Spider-Man is a return to old form. The pages have the look and feel of a Bronze Age Spider-Man romp. The story is funny, but still has uh, the implication of stakes being consequential when villains are involved. Uh, Again, I don't ever give any spoilers, but as you can see, the art it is very reminiscent of um, stories that were written um, back in the late '80s, kind of early to mid '90s. Um, One thing I will say that having writer Joe Kelly on this book, we finally get a return to, uh, well, not really finally, but a return to the old Aunt May as we know her, being um, dependent on Peter at times, and Peter being a loving nephew who's going to be there for her um, whenever she um, whenever she has any kind of problems or issues. I will say that the colors um, are a bit conservative for this first issue. Nothing really splashy um, stood out. Uh, of course, we get the uh, the sound effects um, panels with a couple of booms and tooms, and a reintroduction to an old villain of sorts. The 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 book does not ignore Peter's history, as there is a mention of some events that have occurred in Amazing Spider-Man um, brought that are brought back up in this particular issue. So there is a sense of continuity there. Uh, for me, I wish the art was the I guess the art is a little too tight or tighter than what I'm used to in seeing in a Amazing Spider-Man book, but allow for it does allow room for humorous moments. Um, with that said, I think this will be uh, a, a nice little read for uh, those readers that have complained that Spider-Man or the Amazing Spider-Man title has gone off the rails uh, a bit of sorts in the last year or so. And this is kind of a return to form. With that said, Amazing Spider-Man #1 gets a rating of 2 stars.
Con los terroristas. Con los terroristas.
Our next book for review is Uncanny X-Men #13 with writer Gail Simone and artist David Marquez. In this issue, we get the start of a new arc called Dark Artery. And let me just say, I just really enjoyed this book. Um, Gail Simone is just really at her best writing this Uncanny X-Men title. The storytelling is written in an interesting fashion. It basically goes about telling giving an account of three different characters in the story. The artwork is consistent. Like for each separate story, the art it's not the same across the board for every for all the characters. Each one has its own unique flavor, and I really like that. And kudos to David Marquez for um, being able to take what Gail has written and find a way of uh, portraying that artistically, um, unique for each individual event. The artwork is consistent, and it's just executed seamlessly. The only I can't really I didn't really have any dings or any takeaways from this issue. The only reason it's not 5 stars is just because it's an introductory plot, and again, I'm still waiting for more of the story to be fleshed out. Um, so yeah, this is a definite recommend, and I believe it's going to be a sleeper title or sleeper issue rather for this week, uh, just because I think how many of the X-Men books have been received, and then the interruptions with crossovers. Um, but I believe that picking up this issue is more than worth it. And with that said, um, I give Uncanny X-Men number 13 4 stars.
Please don't fail me now. Betty, Betty, Betty. There's a bat in my house. Someone go get my sticks. Please don't fail me now.
Next book for review is Absolute Batman number 7 with writer Scott Snyder and artist Marcos Martin. With this issue, the book begins with colorful blue, pink, and green hues. It's almost like it's indicative of a slight sense of wonder and innocence for the featured character, a young Victor Fries. The style is maintained, showing a present version of Bruce Wayne, surrounded by a group of his childhood friends, uh, only darkened by the shadows of an alleyway. Everyone's face is remained hidden. Then we cut to the next panel, and uh, we're shown a scene of a drab and muted Gotham where Bruce is alone and is meeting up with another childhood friend. Uh, their faces are displayed intently by the artist this time. However, the friend's hair is a glaring standout, bringing attention to the story of something that seems like it's yet to have been unfolded or revealed. Uh, we then get some back and forth panels of the alleyway meeting, and then a cutaway to Batman surveilling the city at night, which still adheres to the stylized blue, pinks, and green, uh, and that overall atmosphere. Uh, as we progress further along in the story, you get a sense of that um, when Bruce is donning the cape of his Batman persona, that these colors are meant to elicit sort of like an adventurous ethos, without getting too artsy about the book. Um, but then when he is not um, disguised as Batman, we're cut back to that drab tinge introduced earlier. And it just seems to ping pong between these two picturesque coloring schemes. Um, this book is just clearly um, illustrated well with um, clear purpose and a determined or a defined um, intent to portray the story in this manner, excuse me. The only thing I think that holds the book back, and again, this is personal pet peeve, is that the artist's use of hard lines at times is hit or miss. And the subplot of Bruce meeting with his friends is not fully fleshed out during this issue. But other than that, there is really not much to take away from this book. This book is gorgeous. And I believe, another hit this week. Pick this one up. Absolute Batman, uh, #7. You will not be disappointed. I give it a rating of 4 stars.
Black alert. 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 Black alert.
Our final book up for review is Storm, #7, by writer Murera Oyedele and artist Luciana Vecchio. The Storm book has just been a masterpiece at work. The stories we're getting, um, the, the the intricate attention to detail to the character has never been quite matched to any other Storm book before it. Uh, and I say that uh, without hesitation. Uh, Ayodele is just uh, he just killing it with this book. The action in the issue is gratifying. Um, I mean, you get scenes with the Silver Surfer and Galactus, and just the display. I mean, Luciano Vecchio just killed it with this issue. The artwork blends perfectly with the story. Uh, and we get introduced to significant opponents or that Storm has to face. Uh, it doesn't feel like these are just some made up um, villains, just so that Storm can have someone to go up against. But they feel like uh, characters that carry weight within the storyline, within the panels of the art. Um, I just can't say enough about this book. The coloring gives the celestial and Amazonian backgrounds just they just make for a striking spectacle. Um, again, there's so much going on in this book. Uh, this is one of those titles that I would like to say what's happening in the story, but again, I really like for anyone that listens to these reviews to have a chance to experience for themselves what I get to experience going in, not knowing what's about to unfold. Uh, what can I say? I can't give this title a more uh, glorifying review. Just look at this artwork. It is just beyond me. I'm telling you, pick up this book, uh, and if you can find any of the back issues, pick those up as well. I know initially the story within in this the launch of this book was a little slow at first, but man, when um, when when Adiel got going, he just really got going. I can't recommend this book enough. Uh, Storm #7, 5 stars. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video and what you'd like to see me cover next. And always remember, if you find yourself asking, why they do that? It's because it's comics, man.